So a bit of shoulder mobility and warm up work. So I always use the red band, red loop band. This is just from my protein. I know they're kind of like rocking all shit to get at the minute due to the whole situation. But any other strength band I find too much for my shoulders. I have stiff shoulders, I have stiff mobility and not the best. So if I was to go like that is pretty much my mobility before I start hyperextending. So with the band, what we're going to do is a few dislocations, a few just over and front sort of movements. So we get the band sort of nice and loose, just over shoulder width apart, like so. Doesn't have to be huge, doesn't have to be central on the band, just let your hands fold naturally, and then as you come up, your hands will naturally get wider, and this will be where the tension is. So as you can see, just going to that is currently my range. So I'll come back in, I'll take a deep breath in. So taking a deep breath in as I'm coming down, and then breathing out as I'm coming up, and you should be able to go further each time. So we'll look to about between 5 to 10 reps of this, depending on how much mobility work you need. So if you're coming across, just to there. And then what you're eventually going to be doing, you might need to, if you need to hold the band further apart for this, then you can. What you're eventually going to do is come all the way across and round. So from the side, we go all the way across and back round. And the aim is to get a bit narrower on the band, so you got a bit more tension. So when you're coming up, you've got a lot more tension on the band, you probably can't go as far, but then that's a progression to being able to go all the way around. Just do that a few times, and then we will go into some rotator cuff work. So when you see people using dumbbells with this, it's a crock of shit. So if you're holding a dumbbell there, the weight of the dumbbell is pulling your arm down, so you're actually using your bicep to hold that up rather than where you should be working. So for horizontal, what we do is get a band or a cable. Cables can work this just nice and light. Simply put it around anything that holds, and ideally you want this to be level with your natural sort of 90-degree mark. So 90 degrees like that, you don't want it to be up here, you don't want it to be down there, just naturally like that. So from there, and all you literally do, a little bit of tension on the band when you're at the centre point. Keep your hips body facing forward and just pull out. This gap here needs to be non-existent. Keep the elbow pinned into the ribs, and you might only be able to come to there. You may be able to get all the way out. You may. It's a progressive thing. This is down to your shoulder mobility, and this will eventually over time loosen it up. So from there, then all we're going to do is just come out and back. And when you're doing this, you don't want to be pulling around like that. You want to keep all this nice and face forward, coming out and back in. Just holding at that point for a split second. Then you come to the other side. One side may be better than the other as well. So from there, and out like that. So that's for your horizontal. So then your vertical like this. So what you want to do is stand on the band, bring your arm so it's parallel to the floor, and all you literally do is bring it up like that, just nice and slowly. Trying again not to whip it, just from there, just bring it up and back down. All of these you want to be looking to do about anywhere between 5 to 10 reps on each side. And then if you want to, once you've done the rotator cuff stuff, come back into it and you should feel a lot looser. If that's still sort of not warming up or still got a bit of a niggle, if you go against a wall, I haven't really got a flat wall to do this against, but put your whole body flat against the wall, even your back, palms facing outwards, deep breath in, And then as you breathe out, just bring your hands up, and then as soon as you feel your back coming away from the wall, you come back down. So I'll try it on the door now. So you like that? Blended in. So all the way again. So from there I can feel my back coming away from the door, and then you come back down. So we build that up until we can then come all the way up and around, and eventually this will then loosen off your shoulders. It'll also warm up your shoulders ready for training. I always do the banded dislocations and rotator cuff work before any upper body session, and even before my squat session as well, so you've got that more mobility to get the bar round. I hope this helps, and if you need any more help, give me a shout.